Playing from desktop jerk.
Yep, I hope it's okay. I am seeking permission from everybody that can I record the session. Is it okay?
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Awesome, great. So let's get down to business.
Yeah, it's okay.
So so we're really not going to like talk are for that program, and people who have signed up for something that is interesting will also jump into it. Overview of what I intend to do with the startup. So yeah, let me just go with my presentation. So brief info on the startup is that we will come together as a group, depending on our numbers, and in that group, we have to identify problems in our environment. So whether you're in Nigeria, whatever, which part, west, north, whatever, what are the problems that you think that people are facing and how can we solve it? And by problems, I mean like maybe you feel like there's too much traffic on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, or there's traffic on coming from island to mainland, those kind of problems. So when we identify the problems, then we are able to come together as a group, brainstorm. We'll have sections where we brainstorm and identify possible solutions. So basically what we want to do with that group is just product development. And I wish I could, like, I didn't want to make this PowerPoint so long and voluminous. I wish I could show you different success stories of average Nigerians like you and I who have started companies, and the companies are now worth millions of dollars. You look at the likes of Transtura, the likes of Strips, the likes of Flutterwave, the likes of these guys who sold their company for 220 million. What is their name? Paystack. So you look at all these companies, these are average Nigerians like me and you. They are like normal people. They don't have, they're like not like specially skilled people. Maybe a few of them are IT guys and some business guys, but all they needed was, what is the problem? How do we solve it? And we come together as a group, we leverage on our individual strength, and we're able to create a product. So that's the main idea for that group, for us to create a product. And by creating a product, I mean by creating a company. So whatever solution we're bringing, maybe it's that's to do with the transportation sector, or we feel like there's some things that we can offer. Say, for example, I don't know if you know Otiva. Otiva is doing a traveling product. What they do, they call it Jakpa. So what they are doing is that, because I'm also part of it. So somebody like me who's gone through a process of traveling will make a video on how to do it. Maybe like I lived in Dubai, I lived in Europe, and now I'm in Canada. So I will explain how I did it, what they need to do, upload the video, and people are paying for it. It's almost like $42 per session. So I get 30% of that money, which is for every person who buys the product, I'm getting $12 out of it. That's a product. Somebody sat down at some point to develop it and feel like this will work. So something like that for us to just, brainstorm together. Once we have an idea, we'll do a lot of questionnaires, send it out to validate it. Is it a worthy product? Do we have any customer base or something to work on? And if everything passes well, we'll start creating it. It's so easy to create a company. All you need is developers, and you don't even need to pay developers. You probably bring them into your company and you start developing. Like we're working on one now. Probably I'll show you guys later into the program. But that's a little brief information about the startup. We're not talking so much into it now. But anybody who is interested, will form the group and we'll continue working together, brainstorming, validating information, and doing landing pages, looking for investors. A whole lot of things behind the scene like that. So, but let's move mainly to the subject matter of today, which is our data analytics class. So I don't know, we'll throw it into the house. What is data? Who knows what is data? Like in your own terms, what do you think we can define data as? If anybody can unmute themselves and I just want to know, what do you think? What is data?
For me,
okay. You can go, Lorraine, if I'm correct with the pronunciation of the name.
Yes, for me, I would say data is a collection of information, from anywhere. It could be from your office, it could be from a survey, just from anywhere at all. Collection of documents, basically. Thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Any other person? Somebody else wanted to talk.
Yes, Ali, she has said it. So it's all about collection of data from different angles.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So just to add a little bit of flesh to it. So data is just information in its very raw form. Like it doesn't have any pattern, or you might not be able to read anything from it, but it's just information. And when we talk about information, these things happen in our daily life. So you as a person now, the data about you is what time do you wake up? What time do you go to work? How long do you spend from your home to your work? when you get to work, how long are you seated on your chair? These are all minute ways of data. So if you want to put it in numerical values now, when do you wake up? 8:20. When do you get to work? 8:40. So from there, you can deduce that it takes you 20 minutes from work to home. That's how exactly data works. And it's in every part of our lives. Ordinary drinking water, you hear, oh, I'm taking 1 liter of water. That's data already. So if I ask you how many liters of water do you take, it's 1 liter. I can measure it with another person that this person takes 1 liter of water and the other person takes 2 liters. This is what will happen. So that's how data works in our everyday life. So the reason why I'm bringing it in that definition is that I don't even want you to have an idea that data is one mighty thing. I don't want you to put it in your head that data is one big thing, because usually now in the world of in the corporate world, they use a lot of big grammar, and that usually scares people away or creates a kind of picture that, oh, this thing is big, oh, I may not know it, oh, how am I going to do it? You start hearing big grammar, data engineer, machine learning, artificial intelligence. You know, they put a lot of grammar into all these things that scares people away, but there are things that we do every single day of our life. So that's why I'm bringing data to your daily life to understand that everything you do, the way you create, it's all data. And then moving forward to data analysis, we already said that data is the raw form of information. From data analysis, what are we talking about? When you start to analyze, when you start to create inference, when you are starting to draw conclusions from the data, which was part of the explanation I gave, that if somebody leaves his home from 8:20, gets to work 8:40, what inference can we draw from those two data points? Is the fact that it takes the person 20 minutes to get to work. So that is simply data analysis in the barest and the simplest of form. But of course, working in an organization and dealing with the corporate body, it's not going to be that simple, because now you are not going to be working with data A, B. You're going to be working with data 1 to data 1 million. So the difference, the principle is the same. In terms of when we're analyzing data, what are we seeking to get? And we'll cover more when we get to types of data analysis that we have. And one common question that people usually ask is there any difference between data analysis and data analytics? So the funny thing is that if you want to analyze it, you will say that data analysis is the verb, like how you are doing it, and data analysis is like put it. Data analysis is the verb, the doing, and the data analysis is like kind of, let's say, technical name to it. That, oh, I did some data analytics work. It's kind of technical. There is no, like, we can't bring a elementary definition difference from them to say that, okay, yo, this one is different from this. It's just kind of like a verb noun relationship, so to say. And who is a data analyst? So data analysis, of course, is somebody who does data analysis, who uses data to make decisions, who analyzes data, and whatever you do with data, you're already a data analyst. So what it means is that in every day of our life, we are already with data analysts already, just that we don't know what we're doing. So like I said in the previous slide, that we'll cover types of data analytics. So here we have descriptive analytics. What descriptive means, if you've been into research, describing. So we are using the data to describe something. That's what descriptive means. And when we start covering how you are modeling your data, how you are presenting it, you understand what we mean by descriptive. So you use a set of data to describe a scenario that, okay, this is this because this is this. And then we have diagnostic analytics. So diagnostic analysis is that you are presented with a wide range of data sets, and we are looking for the solution or the problem. Diagnose, what is the problem? Why is it strange? So maybe you're working in a company and they are giving you like 3-year financial statements now. That's what they're giving you. In the first year, they made $50,000 profit. In the second year, they made $52,000 profit. Then in the third year, they're now making $12,000 profit. So you, as a data analyst now, performing diagnostic analysis. So you are now trying to find out what happened between the second year, because obviously the first and second year, they look quite similar, everything 50, 52, so there's no problem. But then it moves all the way down to tens of thousands, that what is really happening. So you're now diagnosing, which will now make you to start splitting their data into form of, they have their sales per year, sales per month, sales per week, sales per day. So you start bringing them into short form, so that, oh, we saw that from January of the first year, they made 10,000, January of second year, 10,000, and in January of the third year, they made only 500. So from that point, you start to find out that, okay, it seems they had a problem in January of the third year. Then you start breaking it down again. In that January, what happened from each day? So they are trying to diagnose what the problem could be. That is when you're performing the diagnostic kind of analytics. It's still the same. It's just the way you play around with the data and what information you are trying to get from it. Another one is predictive analytics. So this predictive analytics is what they call machine learning. It's what they call artificial intelligence. So predictive analysis is that we are looking at a set of data and we are trying to say that if this is this right now, this will be this. So you use this kind of predictive analytics for like sales forecast. So you're working in a company, they present you 2 years sales data, and you see the way it is, you look at it and you look at the pattern. So you're able to predict that, okay, if we made $100,000 in year 1 and we made $102,000 in year 2, definitely in third year, not just by me saying it, you represent it with data, with flows and everything, that we'll be making $103,000. So you are predicting the future based on what you have now. That's the predictive analytics. Prescribing the organization what they need to do. So pretty much everything is data related. The main difference is just how you use the output. So prescriptive is that you are prescribing that, okay, you've gone through the data set and they don't have much sales on Sunday. So definitely you're advising the company that, please, on Sunday, don't put 10 people in the shop, because anyways, we are selling very little. So you as a business analyst, now you're working with a guy who has a small store, 5 workers. So every day of the week, he's putting 5 workers in his shop, and he now gives you the job to analyze his set of data. So you take the sales record, you look at how much they're selling on each day, and you now find out that on Sunday, they are selling maybe only 10% compared to every other day. So you are prescribing to the person that since they are selling only 10%, based on the data that I've analyzed, there's no need to have 5 people in the shop on that day. You can have only 1 person, you can have only 2. So you're helping them to, be more efficient. That's where prescribing is. And cognitive too is kind of form of inference, where you're trying to like draw inferences from the set of data. It might look a little bit sketchy now because I'm just explaining. By the time we get into the real flow using the data set and when you're seeing what you're bringing out, the world makes sense. So now moving on to the skills that are necessary for a data analyst. So it's not so much crazy mathematics. There's a lot of fundamental skills there. And if you look at the chart here, you see communication, you see data visualization. What data visualization means is, at the end of the day, when you play around with the data, how do you present it to the end users? So how do you interpret what you've done to the end user? How does the end user know what to do with it or what is playing? Because you as a data analyst, you understand how to model it, how to arrange it and everything, but you need to present it to the end user in a way that they will understand. So maybe you are making a graph now. You put like anywhere that there's a sales of less than $10,000 as red, and anywhere there's a sales of above 15,000 as green. So you present it in a very user-friendly way that the person understands what you are trying to say and what you want them to learn from the data analysis that you just did. Again, you see data cleaning. There's nothing called data cleaning other than you sieving the information that you need. So when as a business person now, I'm giving you my data set for 3 years. Inside there, we have sales, we have maybe transportation costs, whatever, a whole lot of bunch of information is going to be in that data set. So data cleaning for you as a data analyst is you taking away what you don't need for the year. So if you want to analyze profit for the year that you want to do, so the data cleaning is where you are taking that you need and that you work on based on what you want to achieve. All this MATLAB, R, Python, SQL, and all these are just tools that you will eventually be using when you are doing data analysis. And like I said, machine learning too. So the reason why we're even having this kind of class is because of stuff like machine learning and artificial intelligence. What is machine learning? Machine learning is the automation now that machines are able to perform actions. Machines are able to serve people in grocery stores. Machines are able to serve people in McDonald's. Machines are able to do all these things. And as technical as you may think it seems, for machine to be performing all of these human functions, they cannot do it without using data. They cannot do it without using data, because data is the point that controls the machine, that if 1 + 1 is equal to 2, when 3 + 3 will be this. So those data sets is what they use and code it inside the machine, that the machine starts to interpret it as the flow is happening. So that's basically what machine learning is. And then you go to strong Microsoft Excel skills and the different kind of tools. Then critical thinking. Critical thinking is just you being like, when you have the set of data and somebody asks you to analyze it, like the kind of way you're expansive thinking. So all I have with me now is sales record, which is amount of sales, unit price, total revenue. So that's a very traditional sales record. Amount of sales, unit price, and the total revenue. That means we sold 10 oranges at ₦1 per one, which means we have 10 naira. That is a very simple data that I have. But my critical thinking now, like, okay, that means I can find out how much we are selling on every Monday. That means I can even find out how much we are selling in the morning. That means I can even find out how much we are selling on public holidays. Just from those simple lines of data, you are already expanding on the kind of informations and inferences you can create from that simple thing of just, we have 10 oranges at ₦1 per one, and our income at the end of the day is 10 naira. But from there, you can see what I'm breaking it into is sales per day, sales per week, profit per unit, different kind of thing that you can do with it. And that's what organizations want. So me as the CEO of a company, and I'm giving you all of these data sets, I don't know anything about it. I don't even understand what we play. But your critical thinking elements will be the one to now bring it to me, that from this information, we can derive this, we can see that this is happening, we can see that this is what has been going on, and then you can advise, which is the prescriptive analysis that we touched in the beginning. But don't let it get you too crazy. All these things will make sense when you start getting into the flow of things. This is just the grammar part, so don't get really worked up. I hope I'm not moving too fast.
Not at all.
Okay, thank you.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, going on fine.
Great. So I'm sure that for everybody who is doing this now, ask, okay, I'm doing data analysis. I want to work with data. I want to do this with data, but what will I use it to do? What position can I use it to do? We have business analysts, we have data analysts, we have data engineer, we have data scientists and database administrator. All of them, they all work with data. So just that their role is different. Like a database administrator now, that person is working in how the storage will be. Like it seems somebody's sorry, can you mute so that we don't have the I think it's fine now. So for someone like database administrator now, that person is working in, that's where you have all these Amazon web services, cloud services that comes on that database administrator. So they still work with data, but they are working with the storage, how we store it, how we keep it safely. And data engineers are more into machine learning. The data analysis, the simple one that we've been talking about, how you model the data, arrange it. And the business analyst, I had a discussion with a friend when we were talking about what is the difference between a business analyst and a data analyst. Because most times, and even right now, companies are hiring business analysts who can perform data analyst work. But most times, if you hire a data analyst, they cannot perform a business analyst work. And the difference is that business analysts, they are people who work with finding improvement. So they are finding improvement in the organization. So I'm a business analyst, for example. That's what I do. I'm even still in school for it. So what we do is, if we come to an organization now, I want to see, for example, we're working on a project now. It's called Hamilton Wi-Fi services. So what we're doing is that we are sending surveys to the people who use the Wi-Fi of the library, asking them, how do they feel it is? Is it working fine? If it doesn't work fine, what is the problem they are facing? So me as a business analyst in the company is working with improving processes, improving the overall maybe user experience, depending on what we're looking at. On the other side, the data analyst is the one working with the set of data to prescribe, to describe, whatever it is. So the major difference is that the business analyst is working with the process of improving the company. So that means in the process of the business analyst working to improve the company, he or she might need some data sets. So if I'm working with a company who is selling, there is a merchant who is into selling, they buy and sell. As a business analyst, if I want to know there is problem, I have to analyze some figures. So that's why a business analyst can sometimes or most times be performing the work of a data analyst, because they need that data flow to know that there is even a problem before they can now look at what will be the possible solution. And then the data analyst, as we've been defining it, works with the data, they modify it, they clean it, they present it, they make a good visualization of it. So that is the main difference between the data analyst and the business analyst. Business analyst is more into process improvement, while data analysis into the data or information gathering, information modeling, and stuff like that. But if you are a data analyst, you will most likely, it's so easy to also to get business analyst certifications. And once you do, you can work as it too, because companies these days, that's what they're looking for. They don't want to hire a data analyst separately and hire business analysts, especially medium companies. But large corporations definitely need both of them. So moving on. Why is my slide not moving? Sorry, I don't know why it's frozen. But while I'm trying to put it to the next slide, I don't always like to go blank. So like I'm saying that medium companies don't want to spend so much money, so they are not willing to hire a business analyst and hire a data analyst. They would rather want to have one who can do the two jobs. Okay, yeah. So why are we even doing this? For me as a person, it's always good to understand the whys so that it allows you to it gives you that strength to go on in the journey. So why? Because data is all around us. And if anything has taught us is this pandemic has taught us that data is very important. And you can see that after the pandemic, you hear data analytics, it's becoming more and more like, common in office. Why? Because before, most companies had access to their customers. They could simply walk up to the customer and say, oh, what happened? Oh, why is this? Why is this that? But we've come to a world where everything is almost remote. People are working remotely. People are even trying to buy online. People are, like the level of human interaction is reducing. So because of this reduction in level of human interaction, how do companies solve their problems? That's the question. How will they solve their problem? So I am a person who is selling face masks, for example. So I had a shop before, people were working. If I can always interact with my customers, I can ask them questions, I can say whatever with them. But now I don't see them anymore. All I know is that I put my stuff on Amazon, I put my stuff on eBay, on Alibaba, and they buy. So I don't have that information. But the only way for me to get information now is using data. So from Alibaba, I can start to get to those who are buying, where are they from? So Alibaba can present me with the data of where the clients are from. Okay, 50% is from Nigeria, 30% is from the UK. And even those from the UK, they can see segmented who is female, who is male. Between those who is female, who is male, what age are they? So you can see the flow. So now that companies can't have that one-on-one flow with the customer, they are now relying on using those data to be able to make decisions and to plan. So as a company, you want to sell your product, you can already see that 50% of your sale on Amazon comes from the UK. And out of that 50% from the UK, 70% of the 50 is female. So that gives you, this is the work of the data analysis. These are the kind of things you will present in an organization when you work with their data that will give them idea of what they want to go, what direction the company wants to go. So the company already sees that, oh, so we have more of our customers from the UK, and in the UK, there's more female. So they can start to create more products, and when they are marketing, they use that your information that you present to them to do their marketing. Because if they have 70% of the entire clients in UK to be female, when they will do an advertisement, they will likely want to use a female person or something, or a team of the advert will be like female oriented. So you can already see why data is very important now, and how companies need it to do everything because of the whole pandemic and situations around us. And like I said, data emanates from every action we take. If I drink this water now, I've drank it, I think, once since we started the Zoom meeting. You can already put the data there. How many times did I drink this water within the 1 hour of the meeting? I drank it 5 times. If tomorrow we have another meeting and I start drinking this thing 15 times, you can already see that there's a problem. So you as data analyst see that the first day he drank it 5 times, the next day he drank it 15 times. You start to analyze, okay, the first meeting we had, what day of the week was it? It was a Sunday. What time did the meeting start? It started by 12. When did it end by 1? The second meeting that I drove 15 times, when did it start? It started by 2 p.m. When did it end? It ended by 3 p.m. So same 1 hour duration, but different times of the day, but I drank more water. You can already start to create inference that, okay, so he drinks more water between 2 and 3. What will be the reason? So these are how you can manipulate and start to drag a whole lot of inference from just little things, very little. If they just present you with a little statement, you can magnify it and create a whole lot of scenario from such information. So next thing is IT intensive world. So like I said now that everything is pretty much automated, but there is no computer, there is no artificial intelligence, there is no machine learning without data, because data flows is what machine learning runs on. That's what machine learning runs on, data. There's no way anything that we have right now will work without data. So because of the automation of things, they need more data analysis. They need people who can tell them that because of A and B is this, D and D will be this. So that's why we're having more need for data analysis, because of the intensity of the information technology. And like I was explaining to automation. So we are having, for example, now we already have like self-driven cars that are driving themselves. How are they able to drive themselves? It's because of some set of organized data that has been arranged that, okay, to go from point A to B, you need to move 20 kilometers forward, 10 kilometers right, 5 kilometers left. These are all data. So this data flow is what they now embed into the machine, that the machine starts to perform the operation, because the machine is dumb. The machine has no brain. The brain of the machine is the data that is imported into it, which the machine can now read, which you call machine language. So they code those information into the language. So I don't know if we have tech guys around us, but see your computer. When you take your mouse and you click on back, it's a simple click of back, but behind in the back end, it's a set of logic created by numbers that says that if you click on black hole, this is what should happen. These are all data. This is data that is used for all of this manipulation in machines, in whatever, robots, and all of this. And cross-border influence, one word. What do I mean by that? More than before, we've seen that businesses are now scaling across the world. Like businesses have now understood that actually the world is one big market. You see companies in Nigeria being bought over by US companies. You see companies in Nigeria having offices around the world, or selling their products around the world. More and more, the border is more opened. I'm sure that in the last 30 years, it wouldn't have been so easy for somebody to start a product in Nigeria and start selling for the US market. But now you can even open offshore accounts, you can even open offshore branch and stuff like that. So because of this cross-border influence, one word, it means that there is so much information flying. So a company that is situated in Toronto, for example, who is doing the operation in Toronto, that's all they do. They don't go anywhere, they don't move anywhere. the data that we manage from Toronto is quite restricted. But if that same company starts functioning in Africa, in Asia, in the Middle East, you can already see that now there's so much information that needs to be extracted. So because of this one world thing, because of the way the cross-border influence is happening, company needs to monitor information of their operation, how they sell, how they buy, how payment is done, who pays for what, who is their customer. And that's why there's more need for business analysts. So moving forward, like I said, I don't want to make this slide very, very voluminous. So the program is going to be taking us 6 to 8 weeks. And it's 6 to 8 weeks because the very first weeks will be getting you into the flow of what exactly is data and using basic Excel. Reason why we are going to be starting with Excel is that Excel is kind of like the foundation of all the tools. So if you are using Power BI, which is a Microsoft tool, you're using Jira, SQL, which is like programming for that, you want to learn how to do data analytics, expression, DAX formula, everything kind of built from the base of Excel. Like if you are very familiar with Excel, you will not have major problems with all those other tools. So it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks. And like I said, it's going to be self-reading. But the main idea why we have this community is that we will be able to push ourselves. If you have any problem with anything, you can come that, oh, I was trying to work on this data, or I don't understand what they mean by this formula, or I don't understand by all of this. If I don't have the direct answer, I can pull out from the resource of the material that I have and give you the exact material that will help in such frame. So it's going to be self-learning, it's going to be self-paced, but still there'll be accountability. So we're going to be having one meeting every week. As it's not compulsory that you join, but it's good that you join. So you're able to share what problems you have, where are you lagging behind, what help you need, and we're able to run together. So at the end of the day, why are we doing this for 6 to 8 weeks? Is because we want to get a certification. And the very first certification that we're going to get is the Microsoft Certified Data Analysis Associate. So part of what I put in the description of this program is that there was going to be a kind of assistance to people who wants to pay for the certification exam. It's about $165. But I mean, if you are living outside of Nigeria, that might not be a big issue. But for people in Nigeria, we are ready to assist because we're like talking to different people who want to assist financially. So you don't have to look for that $165 by yourself. We can register as a group, register you, and just take your exam. And once you get your certification, boom, that's it. But like I said in the beginning, data analysis doesn't finish here. So this is one certification, Microsoft Certified Data Analysis Associate. So if you are doing this, there's a set of tools by Microsoft for data analysis or for data analysis. So Microsoft have their own tools, Microsoft Excel, Power BI, PowerPoint, and all of those things. That's their own tools. By the time you finish it, you can start to dive. But trust me, all of them have the same fundamentals, just very little differences in terms of capabilities and how you create your end user story, whatever. But all of them have the same foundation and the same elements are there, just very few differences. But just like every company, they choose their own product. So there's a lot of companies who are using Power BI. There are lots of companies who will want to stick with Jira. That's another data analyst tool as well. But we'll stick to this Microsoft Certified Data Analyst Associate for now. And as time goes on, when you get more comfortable by yourself, you can dive into other tools, other softwares, and it will be easy because you already have the foundation knowledge, which I said we're going to start from Excel, like I said. So questions. But I will first go to the set of questions that we have from the, the survey. So I have that somewhere on one of my screen. I will go through it quickly, then I'll now take in-house questions. So just bear with me. I want to pull the question out so that we go through it together. If anybody has any question or anything is not getting clear, please call my attention. If I'm moving too fast, please call my attention. The whole idea is that we get value from whatever time we are putting into this. So I want to share my screen now so you can see the question. Yep. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So just from this microscopic thing that we did, I will show you all the data that I got from this program, and you see how it looks like on an Excel sheet. So, but I won't stay too long on it because personal information are there, and I'm very, very sensitive. So I'm going to reduce the size so that nobody actually sees what is there. So it's very good that you respect people's privacy. This is what I have. I don't want to make it big because, like I said, people's emails, address, phone numbers, and stuff are there, which I respect privacy a lot. So you can see the screen. This is even small. By the time you start working in a company, you have like 10 times or even 50 times of this data set. But the problem is not on you because the tool will arrange it. You can sieve it, you can model it, you can twist it, you can extract, you can create. So for example, if I go to the date now, the date is written as today's what? Today is 24th. So the date is written as 24/10/2021. When I'm working on data, I can separate them. I can separate it to day. I can separate it to the day of the week. So I will now start having Sunday 24th October 2021. So from one single block, I can create 4 orders in analyzing, but I won't go into it today because there is no point. So let me go into the questions with the bigger. So these are all the questions that I got from the Survey Monkey. Some are just saying thanks for the opportunity. So how many months and how much is the certificate? I already talked about it, 6 to 8 weeks, and it's about $165 for the Microsoft certification. So we're not paying it to me. We're going to pay online and you take the exam. But I'm sure that at the end of the program, you should feel very comfortable to do it, and it shouldn't be a problem. So thanks so much. I look forward to asking the question going forward. Wait, I've done the registration, but I'm yet to get notification from you. I guess that is already settled because I worked on it for like 3 days. So please, I want to know when this program begins and duration of the program. So it's starting tomorrow and it's going to be between 6 to 8 weeks. The final week will just be for us to look at who is lagging behind, who needs help. But I'll be very happy that by the 9th week, at least 75% of the class should be able to feel confident to take that certification exam, and I'm sure we should do fine. So what are the benefits of learning the program? We kind of cover this in the presentation. Benefits of it is that apart from even getting a job within your own location, you can even become a consultant, because for me now, I'm not even looking into the job kind of thing. Life is now more simple, that people are not looking for outright jobs. You can be a consultant to a company. You don't even need to be employed by them. They don't need to dictate when you work, how much you work, when is your holiday. People are looking more into consultancy. So by the time you know what you're doing and you're very good, you can work as a consultant. You can create your own company, which is into consultancy. So if you walk up to a business, you tell them that, okay, I have a data analyst company. I want to work with you to help you understand what you're doing wrong and what you're doing bad. So they give you their data flow, their sales record, their employee attendance record, different kind of record that you can play with. So like employee attendance now, they tell you that they have 20 employees, and they tell you that each of them is working 20 days a week. When do they resume? When do they close? Say, for example, let me give you one practical example. When I was working in Dubai, the director of the company asked me to monitor one supervisor. So I was looking at him on the camera. When does he enter the factory? When does he come out? They asked me to monitor him because he was smoking too much. So from that, I'm keeping record. When he leaves, 12:20. When he comes back, 12:30. How long did he stay? 10 minutes. So I kept the whole record. And it was found that in 8 hours of his duty, he was outside for 2 hours plus for smoking. So that is the problem. So after I created the report, they set up a meeting. I was there. I explained. I showed evidence of the pictures when he goes out to smoke, when he comes back, and he got sacked. He got sacked immediately. That if he's being paid for 8 hours of shift with 1 hour break, which is even the break that he used in the restaurant. So by the time you had his break to the 2 hours, it means he's only working for 5 hours. So these are the kind of problems that people who work with data can solve. So you go through the attendance record, you see when the person comes in, when they tag for their lunch, you use everything will be presented to you in maybe Excel sheet or whatever format it is, and you can start to drag inference from it. Who is the worker that stays long on break? Who is the worker that comes late often? How long does he come from? You can manipulate data in any way. You can create anything. You become like a god. When you see those figures, it's left for you to design and to decide what you want to do with it. So those are the benefits of learning the program. Aside getting an outright job, you can actually work as a consultant on your own and work with companies, work with small businesses. The little person that is selling beside your house, they don't know anything. They don't understand what they are doing wrong. But if you come there, you analyze the data, how much did you sell today? What product did you sell? Which product is on your shelf that is not being sold on time? You can help them and tell them, okay, instead of ordering 10 packs of Milo, we found out that your Milo takes time before it's being sold. Why not order 3? Order only 4 packs. So at the end of the day, you won't have Milo just on your shelf and it will spoil from there. These are things that you can do as a data analyst. It depends on you. You will be the one to design the future for yourself. How much energy you want to put into it? Would you want to learn more programs, which gives you more exposure to how things are being done? So there's endless possibility. So is there a plan schedule for this program? Absolutely, there's a plan, week by week schedule, which we have to follow. And I would really like everybody to put the energy to it. And it's just, if you do 2-3 hours per day, you'll be fine. Monday to Friday, excluding weekend, you should be fine. So how long will this take? We've talked about it, looking forward to this opportunity. I hope it doesn't matter if the student is not computer expert. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I mean, if you are able to use computer for everyday functions, open a web page, click on a video, connect to the internet, you don't need to know how to do HTML or JavaScript or Python. You don't need to know all those things. You will learn everything that you need for data analysis as the course goes on. Because I'm going to start from the barest basic of the program. Like any layman, how would they understand it? So is it compulsory to own a PC to be able to participate? Absolutely yes, because there is no way you want to use Power BI on your phone. It's not possible. There's no way you want to open an Excel sheet and start manipulating it. Of course, you can open an Excel file on your phone, but how easy will it be if I give you a data set of 200 points? how do you want to scroll on your phone to 200? It's not going to be easy. So it's very compulsory that a computer is needed. Is the program free and does it come with certificate? Yeah, the program is free because we are basically doing it together, and the certificate is what is not free, which, like I said, as much as possible, we want to assist people in paying for this, but not fully, because in life, you want to see like you are showing some commitment, because sometimes when something is free, people get to take it for fun. We have 20 minutes more, so I'm going to be more fast. So this program, blah, blah, how many hours will the program take per week? So like I said, 2 to 3 hours per day, Monday to Friday, you should be fine. Like 3 hours of concentrated learning, not just 3 hours of flipping through it and doing something else. 3 hours of concentrated learning, which is around 15 hours per week. That's less than, it's like a part-time job. So if you do that, you should be fine. And of course, comprehension level matters. So there are some people who need 10 hours to do it. There's some people who need only 30 minutes to do the same thing. So you also have to understand how fast you are able to grasp it. So it's not just about going through it, it's about grasping it, that you know what you're doing, not just that you just go through whatever document that I present to you. So at what time will the class be taking place? Starting tomorrow, pretty much is in your hands. If you have time in the morning, do it. If it's in the midnight, do it. The schedule is totally in your hands. How long am I going to understand the program? It's totally also up to everybody. There is no frame. And what is the duration of the program? 6 to 8 weeks, as I said. At the end of the class, will I be employed? Yeah, it's quite subjective. I mean, not like we have open position that we're open to fill. But if you know what you're doing, you get a certification. We can work on your LinkedIn. We can work on your CV, on your resume, help you do it, help you build your LinkedIn properly. And things you start to do. By the time we start doing this program, when we get into where we're actually playing with data, everybody will be uploading screenshot and screen video on their LinkedIn. So you can do like 10 minutes when you're playing with the data, upload it. Companies are everywhere looking for people to hire. You will not believe that US, they're actually like in a state of emergency, that they don't have people to work because people don't want to work. And it's so funny that these companies are hiring from everywhere. I know a lot of people who are in Canada now from work visas, different kind of jobs, data analysts, tech guys, and all of stuff. It's even so high that people are hiring customer support from abroad. So yeah, you just have to, one, level up your skills and project yourself. If you don't project yourself, nobody sees you. No matter how good you are, if nobody sees what you are doing, nobody will come and meet you. So you put on your LinkedIn, you make videos, you record your screen while you're playing with the data, you put it up there, and an employer sees what you're doing, like, oh, okay, let's talk to this guy. But those will be the end of the program where we work on actually putting ourselves out there and grabbing the opportunity that's in the market. So presently, I'm working on something that can help my career. I studied computer science, but full of mathematics. I really want to change my mind on developing myself and not blaming my school. Let me read, seems to be very long. For lack of failure on what I have in my certificate. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like get what the person wants to say, but I'm sure that it is going to help because it seems to be like he wants to improve life and so. Of course, definitely, if you have bigger opportunities, life will get better. So I'm going to really skip a lot because we won't be able to finish it. And I don't want to finish it. I have 60 minutes. I still want to leave about 10 minutes for other questions. How long we've talked about it. With my level of education, will I be able to take this? Because yeah, even somebody who is just a college, like you finish college, you should be fine with it. There's nothing big about it. There is no big terminologies. It's just understanding what you need to do and how it should be done, and you should be fine. So it doesn't matter as long as you're able to read and write. You can definitely work with data. And like I said, the level of comprehension is different. So some might need more than 3 hours per day. But as long as you understand yourself and you see that okay, I've not fully gotten this, you can go over it again. So that means you might be using 5 hours when the other person is using 2. It's totally fine. We learn differently. It doesn't mean that you are bad. It's just you, and you have to understand yourself to be able to excel in anything. So is there help to secure internship or jobs within and outside the country after training? Yeah, there is. So part of what we're saying is that's creating a company. This is another way we can help ourselves. So presently we're working on a company in Canada, and right now, maybe by next week, we're already looking for a graphic designer intern, somebody who work on our social media pages and stuff like that. So if I already have a class that is doing data analysis, of course, we need data analysts in our group. We're going to be sending surveys out. We're going to be sending a lot of things. And when those data comes in, we need somebody to work on it. So even between myself and the team working on the company, we already have positions that we can give people in the class that we think that, okay, this person will do well on it. Why not? You can secure internship and put it on your CV. You did intern for a Canadian company. That's very good. It's a very good experience. And if any day they call the company, of course, we are ready to back it up. We're ready to give you official documents of your internship with us. So that's another opportunity that's possible. That's even the microscopic one. We are still looking at having to partner with other organizations, medium sized, to tell them, okay, we have this group of students who can do this. So we're ready to give them the person. They don't have to really pay, you just have to get into the environment first. Later, when they see the value, then you can demand for payment. So something like that. Am I going to be certified? Yes, we talked about that. I don't have any questions. I'm ready to be tutored into becoming a better version, which is good. Which time will the program start? Tomorrow? And thanks for the initial duration. We talked about it. When are we likely to start training tomorrow? Can I use my phone? No. Computer is very important. There is no, it's just going to be very difficult. So let's just erase phone. You need a computer, no matter how small it is, no matter how little the RAM, whatever is, you definitely need a computer. Let's take the idea of phone away. I hope adequate information will be given to us on how we can be a successful data analyst. Yeah, that's why we're together as a group, so we're able to learn. And if you have any problem, you can always reach out. I always try to have like private sessions as well when I can, where you can, me and you, look at what you are doing. Okay, this is good. Okay, this is what you can do better. So I hope this program can help a life or change life soon, as you stated in your previous. Of course. So this change of life, I see that it's a question that is coming up very, very often from people. Change of life is subjective. It's what energy you put in. It's a garbage in, garbage out. So if I'm serious with it, if I know what I'm doing, of course it's going to change your life. Of course you're going to get opportunity. But if I'm being like lackadaisic, I don't study, I just take it as, oh, since it's self-learning, I can do it, whatever. Of course you don't know what you're doing, and opportunities, when they come, you won't get it. So about it changing your life is totally up to you. It's whatever you do with it. For example, I did learn how to do video editing. I started in February. I started making money with it in, I think, May already. So if you know what you're doing, people want to pay for it. That's for sure. So this is very subjective. We should put the right energy in. And when you have any problem, you can talk in the group. Even if I'm not available to respond, I'm sure somebody is going to respond to it, and we can move together and give ourselves the that energy to keep moving. So pretty much that is what I have about the introduction. And now, if there's any in-house question, we can deal with it. If anybody has any question for me. So please just raise your hand, and then I will call, so that we don't have like multiple people talking at the same time. And I can open the chat too if there's a question there. So I see one. Please, aside from having a personal PC and data for efficient learning, are there other software or app I need to have on my own PC or phone to aid my learning place? So yeah, basically you will have Microsoft tools like Excel and stuff like that. But I will put everything. I'll put the download link to when I'm sending materials tomorrow. What tool could be used for data analysis other than Microsoft Power BI? There's a lot of them. Excel, Jira, there's many. SES, Tableau, there's lots of them. And that question is coming from Charles. Is there any question that I see here? Okay, so let's start with Adeboye. You are the first on the screen. So kindly unmute yourself and please ask your question.
All right. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for this opportunity, sir. Well appreciated.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. So for me personally, I am already a data analyst. I can use Python, I can use SQL, but the end goal for me is data engineering. So I just want to know my position in all this, that by the time we are done, if it's when we create a company in Canada, is there going to be an opportunity for a data engineer or anything like that? So I just want to know my stand in this group, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you for the question. So like I said, the company is pretty new, and that's just even from my own microscopic view of what I have access to as a person personally. So, but like I said, we are going to be leveraging a whole lot of, reaching out to other organizations and trying to find opportunities for the members of the group. So just beyond the company that we are forming now, we definitely need hands as the company is growing. But beyond that, we'll still have to work on other organizations. So what we can do, like I said, is reach out to me personally in the group, look at your CV, send it to me. And I also look at your resume. What can you do? What are the programs you know how to use? And then we'll see what opportunities we can map out for you. So that means I don't have anything already in place because I don't know what you can do or what capabilities you have. But if you look at the CV, look at what we think that you fit. If there is an immediate need in the organization that we're working on, of course, immediately you can tap into it. But if there is not, you're still part of the group. And while sourcing for any opportunity, we already have you in the system. And we know that, okay, this person can do this. And if we need somebody who can do this, there is already a go-to person. Does that answer the question?
Thank you very much, sir. It answers the question. So I just also want to chip in that I'm still learning, sir. So when I'm confident enough of myself, that I will reach out to you, sir.
Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's fine. Like I said in the beginning, learning never stops in the world of data analysis. You don't know it's finished because there'll be more software, more things, more ways. If somebody will use Power BI, you ask yourself, is it not the same Power BI that I'm using? But there's a lot of ways you can manipulate it. And if you put two data analysts together to work on the data, they will not come with the same results because everybody will think about it in a different way. So don't worry, we'll all learn together and then get better. So thank you.
Thank
And
you.
the next person is Isaiah, if I pronounce correctly. I think that's correct. Hello, Mr. Isaiah. Can you unmute yourself? Hello, you are muted, so you need to unmute yourself. I'm requesting that you unmute. Okay. Now you can talk. We can't hear you. Okay, let's go to Akinyemi. So we'll come back to Mr. Isaiah. Probably he has some internet issues.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. It's been very interesting. I'm a product manager in training currently. I'm training with Utiva. So I want to, and I found out like business data analysis is something that you need to also know and have an idea of. And coupled with that, I'm also doing this and doing that. I was not able to pick up from the questions asked if there's a schedule and how if maybe there will be a recording of our classes and we can go back to them or something, or it's something that has to really demand much of our time. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the question. So it's self-learning. So basically you will receive all of the materials for each week from me. So it's
Okay.
you will learn it at your own pace. And then if you have any issue with any part of it or you don't understand, you can reach out to the group, which I'm pretty much part of. I can send you more materials. If needed, I can like have a personal call with you to understand what the problem is and how it should be solved. It's totally up to you. So we put like an average of 3 hours per day, 15 hours for the week. So maybe you want to be busy from Monday to Thursday and all the 15 hours or even 10 hours, depending on how fast you read or how fast you grab things. You can do all the 10 hours on Sunday. So it's totally up to you. But we just want to make sure that every week we are moving at the same pace so that nobody gets dropped behind.
Okay, thank you so much. That's been very helpful.
You're welcome. So let's move to Mr. Isaiah. Can you talk now? Mr. Isaiah, can you hear me? I'm not sure because it seems frozen. So Ahmed. Yeah, we can hear you now. Hello, Ahmed. Hello, Ahmed, can you hear me? Can you hear me? So Ahmed is also not talking. I think that's we have Ahmed and the other person is gone. So does anybody, I see the question in the chat that do we have, because I want to pay in the Zoom chat. So I kind of had a lot to do, to be honest. So saving the WhatsApp number from there, it was easy, but a lot of people didn't put it on Excel. If everything was done properly, I would just manually. So I'm going to pull the WhatsApp group details so I'm just going to put it here so that anybody can join with the link. Anybody can come into. If you have any question, please ask me. We have just 4 minutes on our time. I respect time a lot, so if you have anything to do, we'll have to postpone it because different people with different commitments. So if you have any questions, please let me know.
So, sir, is this session recorded, sir? Can we get it back?
Yes, it's recorded. It's recorded, and I can paste it too, so you don't have to download large files too. That's possible. That will just take more time. So that could be available. Let's say if you listen to it, I'll put it closed. So that means nobody sees what we do. Like if you search for it on YouTube, you won't find it. But if I give you the link, you can view it. Anybody with the link can view it. Does that make sense?
Thank you, sir. It makes a lot of sense, sir.
Link for the group on the Zoom chat, so anybody can see it now and join with the link. So before we end the Zoom, so you can actually use the link to join. We have 3 minutes more, so while that 3 minutes lapse, you can just check the chat on this Zoom call. The link is there. That's the WhatsApp chat link. So once you click on it, you should join the group immediately. So like I said, please guys, let's keep it as open as possible. If you have any question, if you have any concerns, if you have anything that is not making sense to you with what you are reading, because I really want to make it engaging. So what I'm sending to you, it's a whole lot of normal like test files, a whole lot of videos from LinkedIn Learning, which I'm pulling off from my own paid LinkedIn. But when I give you the code, you're able to view the video yourself. So it's from my own paid LinkedIn, but you can view the video, watch it, and YouTube as well. So it's going to be a mix of text file, LinkedIn Learning files, and YouTube files. So in as much as it's self-learning, you really have to be committed to it to really get good value from it. The more energy you put, the easier it becomes, and at the end of the day, that it will be more useful to you because actually you will get value for what you're doing. So we have just 2 minutes. It's still open. If anybody has any questions, please ask me. If not, that's the end of today's meeting. I will make the link available in the WhatsApp chat. The link of the WhatsApp is in the chat. I will send the link for the video and you can always go watch it again if you do need any information. So guys, that's that's a bit of what I have. So I will be sending every communication via email because I already have a mailing list. So I will just send it directly to everybody at the same time. And for God, so sorry that sometimes you might message me and might not be responding because we do have, for those in Nigeria or those in Europe, we have a very big time difference. From Nigeria is 5 hours. I think from Europe is mostly 6 hours, depending on the exact location in Europe. So sometimes early in the morning, if you message me at midnight here, and I probably will be sleeping. So let's just remember that, just in case that, oh, I'm messaging this man, he's not replying. We have about 5 hours time difference. So my 7 a.m. is already 12 in Nigeria, and probably 1 p.m. in somewhere in Estonia or in Bremen or in what you call it, somewhere in Germany. So please bear with me if you are messaging me, and I'm also working. So sometimes too, don't do quick this thing. You might message me 8 a.m. and I'm replying like that 1 p.m. because I know I have work, I have other stuff too. But I will try as much as possible to be available. Okay, and I'm going to control screenshot. So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for coming. If you have any question, please feel free to use the group chat and in the WhatsApp and ask any question. I will be there to answer. It's exactly 1 p.m. Like I said, we're not going above the time limit. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody for showing up. If you don't come, today would have been useless. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I wish that you enjoyed the rest of the day. Look forward to my communication tomorrow morning. Thanks, everybody. So it's bye from me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Bye.
Hello, thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're
thank you
welcome.
very much.
You're welcome.
So, please, the WhatsApp link, who has the WhatsApp link?
It's in the chat of this Zoom call.
Chat.
Just go to the chat.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You can do that now before I close it, because once I close it, you won't have access to it.
Okay.
Let me know once you've done it so that I can close.
I'm looking. Where's the chat now?
If you look below your Zoom link, there's one mute stop
I
below
see
security
device
participant
name.
chat.
I'm still
The chat is below.
sorry.
Let me know what you see. I will still
Okay.